Scottish National Investment Bank was first thought of in the Programme for Government, which Scotland published in September 2017, and I was asked in October 2017 to draw up an implementation plan. But to be honest, I had actually no idea what anybody wanted.
Very few of us will actually set up an investment bank ourselves. So in this sense, it is not a story, it's not a narrative about finance, and it's not a narrative about banking, but it is actually a story about setting up public sector innovation. So it's really driving change in the public sector and getting to know strategies and getting to know leadership skills that help you to set up public sector innovation. That's why Scottish National Investment Bank is a fantastic case study.
When I first got the phone call, the First Minister would like you to draw up an implementation plan for a Scottish National Investment Bank. I said yes right away, but I had no idea what I'd been asked. I had no idea. But I just thought it sounds interesting, and then I set about working out what it should be. And I just love complicated problems to solve, and I take personal pride in doing it.
What was clear is that we were building and designing a bank to serve for the future, for generations, and that's the ambition with which it was set up. And so you can't be too clear on what that's going to look like, because it needs to have a certain fluidity in its design, not just from the moment the program is starting and delivers the bank to the people who are going to run the bank, but then also for the future beyond that.
The Scottish National Investment Bank is a new innovation within Scotland pushed by the Scottish Government. And what it seeks to do, in essence, is to help companies grow and to boost economic productivity and growth within Scotland. But it's doing so in such a way that it's really seeking to champion major societal challenges. So it's helping companies get greener, to decarbonise, to embrace digital, and also to tackle inequality. So it's a bank that's looking to deliver economic growth, but it's also really trying to reshape capitalism and to create the companies of the future.
I think the immediate ambition of the bank has to be to invest in some projects that are around the renewable sector. As we come back from the COVID-19 crisis, it's going to be even more important to build back better, is the expression everybody's using. And I think one of the key areas is to invest in a green future, a green sustainable future for Scotland, and the bank will play a really important role in that. But also I think it has a really crucial place in supporting small businesses achieve their ambition to scale up.
The original objective was to create a bank that worked better for everyone in society, and how do you create jobs, how do you stimulate growth? And so part of that was not around looking at, in terms of ideas about what that would then focus on, was not about thinking about the existing economy, but what does the future economy look like? And so it wasn't a case of looking at North Sea oil and gas and thinking, gosh, how do we ensure that this industry that has been so profitable for Scotland and the rest of the United Kingdom continues for longer. It was actually about saying, well, actually, what sort of economy and progressive society we want to be in the future, and for example, in green technologies and renewables, and then saying, well, how do we create an institution that can support that and the wider economy that come with it.
If the bank hadn't been thought of before now, it would need to be thought of now, because what it's set up to achieve is exactly what we need in a post-COVID world. However, there is no doubt that I think it would be kind of foolish to think that any organisation or institution won't have to respond to the COVID crisis. So it will pivot to a degree, but it's ideally set up to invest in what Scotland needs for the future.
What is really special about SNIB? It's as many public sector innovations. It's a really cool story. You'll see, if you go online, you'll see how it works. You'll have a lot of information there. But what Benny does is he actually lets us in on how it was being put together. So Benny really takes us backstage and will show us the strategies he and his colleagues developed, the leadership skills that he had to put into practice for SNIB to come off the ground. So it's kind of like a really rare glimpse at the kitchen, if you want. You see all the utensils, you see the tools, you see the different things that he worked with in order to put the final dish together and kind of come up with Scottish National Investment Bank. So that is a really interesting thing.